Hey, we're SWEETWATER, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about something I get a lot of questions about, and that is how to dial in these two pedals to work together. If you don't know, this is the brand new Jet Revelation Radiant Space and the brand new Eternity Endless Space, and with this together, with Radiant Space and Endless Space coming together, you get space. And so a lot of people have asked, okay, I don't know how to dial in delays in general, and I just got this new pedal that's supposed to make everything sound better, but I need a little help. That's what we're gonna do today. So to keep this super simple, we're gonna stay on one algorithm today. We're gonna dial in a sound on the live setting on both of these, and then we're gonna dial in a preset using the same algorithm, keeping it super simple. This is what I do the most. If I want to change the algorithm, I like to stay in that algorithm with my live setting and preset. That way there's no cut when I go from preset to live setting. When you switch algorithms, you get a cut, just like in the Helix or anything else. So we're gonna start with delay. We're gonna dial in our live setting, and then we're going to save a preset together, and that way we can go back and forth, have two different sounds. Now on the Eternity, we're just gonna stay on the algorithm it boots up in, and that's the tape delay. I love the tape delay because it has a lot of modulation. I mean, it can get too much modulation and get kind of crazy and swimmy, which I absolutely love, and we don't have to have too much of it to get some good sounds. Now, what we want first is a delay that is always on. If you don't want your delay on, just click the pedal off. That'll be your third sound. But if we're gonna dial in a delay that we want always on to just thicken up our rhythm, tones, maybe some lead stuff, if there's not a specific delay part we're trying to hit. So we want this delay tone to be lower in the mix and lower in the repeats. This right here is a filter knob. All the way this direction gives you the brightest tone possible. Over here gives you a darker tone. So we're going to make it a little bit dark. I'm just gonna put this straight up and down. As far as the control, this gets, like I said, super warbly. And so let's dial it back less than half. All these three knobs are facing that way. And to make it easy, we could just do this. But if you want to darken it up, we'll bring it back. Let's see what that sounds like. My amp today is coming out of the Tonex. I'm using some altered AmpWorks captures. They sound amazing. If you have a Tonex, I would definitely recommend checking them out. There's some links down below. I'm using my brand new Revolta Mondata 18. Here is my clean tone. Now let's check out this delay setting. So it's not too bright. We could back off this filter, like I said. Can even back it off more. Make it real dark. The repeats, about 5 or 6 repeats before it starts getting unnoticeable. And then we have the mix here. I'm gonna bring this back up. You can also hear a good bit of modulation. If you don't like that, just back off this control where there's no modulation. And let's just check it out what it sounds like when it's all the way up. I mean, it gets thick. So a good starting point would be turn every knob to what, like 10, 30 o'clock? And then dial into taste. I like that sound. When I'm strumming chords, it just sits under my tone, thickens things up. The mix is low enough to where you don't really hear those the delay hits as you're strumming. It just kind of blends and gels things together. So now we're gonna do the same thing on the Revelation. We're going to bring in a reverb that just sits underneath our tone to glue everything together. Same kind of thing. We want a filter that is about halfway back. We want to darken this up a little bit. We're on the modulated setting here. I love this modulation cranked all the way up. It's not near as drastic as like the modulation on the delay. Decay back a little bit. Kind of the same thing with the two top knobs. We want to bring the mix down and the decay down. Let's see how that sounds. I think that's a really good ambient sounding rhythm sound. If you want to darken this up a bit to help it stay out of the way, This way is brightening it, this way darkens it, and this is what we can do to help it like almost disappear and act more like a pad under our playing. And to me, the further you darken up the filter, the more decay you can have without it getting in the way. I love that tone. I'm gonna dial this back a little bit, brighten that up. And then now let's put that with Eternity. This is my go-to rhythm tone. So that's our bass rhythm tone right there, and we can even throw some overdrive and it still sounds good. Beautiful. All right, let's turn our reverb off, go back to our delay and dial in a more ambient or more prominent delay sound, and we're going to save that. So now I'm remembering that all of these are going that direction. That's our live setting. We'll come back to that. But what I want to do for this more prominent delay sound is increase the mix. I'm going to bring it all the way to 3 o'clock. I want my repeats to be about there. We'll dial it in to taste. And I want my filter knob to come back. We'll leave the control there. There's a lot more repeats. I could dial back the repeats if the part called for it. But you can see this filter knob is up, making it stick out more. This mix can actually go like, I think a little above your original tone. Where that first repeat is even a little bit louder than your original tone, which can be helpful if you're doing like a real prominent like dotted eighth sound. So I really like that. So I want to save that. So we're going to long press the bypass for 3 seconds. Let go. Boom. It is now saved. And to get over there, we just double tap. And we'll double tap to go back to live mode. On live mode, we just wanted to bring everything this direction. Right there. Okay. Much more prominent. All right, we'll turn this off, and now we're going to dial in a super ambient preset on the Revelation. This will be overly ambient. We'll use it for swells and whatnot. So this is our setting we had before. Now we want our mix to be a little higher and our decay to be higher. So I'm gonna bump this up just a little bit. Let's just set these both at noon and see what we got. See, that's the good thing about this pedal is that everything at noon sounds really good. Now I want this reverb to be over the top. So we're going to bring up the filter and we're actually going to point the decay towards the corner of this pedal, and that'll help it just last forever. Now, it's super ambient, but you could still hear my pick attack. That's because I have the pre-delay all the way up. I like the pre-delay all the way up, and I save it that way on both so that I can have bigger reverbs and them not get in the way of my actual picking tone. It adds 100 milliseconds between my picking tone and when the reverb comes in, and you can kind of hear it. It's really subtle, but it allows your picking tack to come through. So we'll bring that up. We brought the filter up. Now we need to save our preset. So we're going to hold this down for 3 seconds. And now it has saved it in our preset location. I'm going to take everything back to where it was. So this is our live setting, and then I'll hit the preset and watch it switch over. And I don't know if you saw that, but one of the benefits of using the preset in the bypass in the same algorithm is that it slowly goes from the preset back to live mode. It doesn't do a hard cut, which I absolutely love. So let's just turn everything off and we'll play some rhythm chords and hear how it sounds. And I'll layer everything from dry to delay, reverb, to wet delay, to the super wet reverb, and we'll see how it all goes together. That was helpful. If you have these pedals, if you don't have these pedals and you're in the market, use my link below. When you click on it, it automatically applies my discount. So you get my discount for free, or not for free. Anyways, you get my discount. You understand, you don't have to type in anything. It's automatically applied. Only, you know, if you have the money, if you're in the market, don't buy gear that you don't need. But if you're in the market for a delay or reverb or both, I would highly recommend these. I've used the Revelation for years and I'm really loving the Eternity. I have it on this board and that board, and they are a terrific combo, especially when playing worship music. Remember to check out the Tonex presets or the captures. Use that link below. There's also a discount code, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.